Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome to another edition of Party on Broad. Happy Saturday to everybody, all Sixers fans. Sixers are getting ready for their NBA Finals run tomorrow. But me and my man Tiago are breaking down the NBA draft. The NBA lottery is literally 1 month away. We'll know a little bit more about who gets the number one pick. But I've got my main man, Tiago. Follow him on Twitter at @tscabia to break down the best of the best when it comes to Sixers draft targets. Please give him a follow on Twitter. What's up, Tiago?
What's going on, man? Yeah, it doesn't even feel real. Like the playoffs followed by the NBA draft, then the season starts up again. It just feels things are just moving so fast. You don't know if you're ready for a Sixers championship or go with prospects. It's just like all bundled together right now. You just, we're here to sort everything out. So
love it. Today, by the way, this is a double feature. So right after we're done today, we're doing another one on my main man, Trey Murphy. But today we're doing Chris Duarte, a really interesting two guard that can really get it done on both sides of the ball. Let's bring up the tape. Tiago, tell us a little bit about Chris Duarte.
So Duarte is a JUCO transfer, did a couple years in Florida, Dominican product, and then transferred to Oregon last year. And it's very interesting, man. Like when you watch Oregon's program, Dana Altman, it's a gritty program. It's a program that's built on a lot of guys, like the names that you probably know, like Dylan Brooks, Jordan Bell, Peyton Pritchard. And Duarte, like when you watch him, man, like he's one of those guys who just embodies that spirit. I mean, he's not like physically gritty as like a Dylan Brooks or Jordan Bell, but you watch him, man, like the guy, his spirit on the court is something that I really appreciate. He's always clapping, cheering, pushing his teammates forward, demanding the basketball. I think he fits kind of a similar type of program where, you want a team-oriented concept around you. So, there's a lot of things he brings on the court as well, offensively, defensively, and those are the things we can talk about. But just on first glance, just a guy who can really slot into team basketball concepts. I think that's something that NBA teams are going to prioritize because, you don't want a guy to come in and thinks he knows everything or whatnot. So he's definitely not one of those guys.
It's so funny you brought up about like team play. I'm not comparing these two. I definitely had that vibe, like that TJ McConnell kind of vibe. Like he will put everything on the line on the court at all times. He's that kind of dude. But let's talk about strengths, man. What does this guy bring? What kind of skill set does this guy have at the next level?
Yeah, so folks are going to point a lot to the shot. And listen, the guy's shot is smooth as butter. I mean, he is a high-volume three-point shooter, does not hesitate, smooth release. You can definitely tell that shot is going to translate at a very high level. But for me, like what I really enjoyed watching him was on defense, and not so much as a point of attack on-ball defender, more so as a space defender. So again, we're not going to compare him to Matisse Thybulle. He's not Matisse Thybulle. Thybulle's instincts are out of this world, and he's a second-team All-NBA defender this year, no questions asked. Duarte is not that type of player. But if you watch him in space, and in particular how active he is at playing passing lanes, using his hands, ability to feel where the ball handler is going and just do a little poke, a little prod, get the ball, dislodged and whatnot. So those are the things that I really enjoy watching about his tape. He led the Pac-12 in steals, which is a sign that some of the stuff may even translate at the next level. So for me, it's the ability to defend in space, shoot off motion, shoot a little bit on the ball. He's got a little bit of a nice step back that he can use. So all those things, man, translate very well to the NBA. And then the question is, how much do you value that from the standpoint of a first-round talent, an early second-round talent? He's kind of falling between those two areas. So again, it's where the Sixers is drafting, but the ability to bring both elements to the court is something that I've really enjoyed about Duarte's game.
Yeah, you're watching tape. I think the first thing that sticks out about Chris Duarte is efficiency. That is a major element of this guy's game. He was the only player in the NCAA with a BPM of 10 or higher and a steal block rate of 3 or higher while shooting better than 40% from 3. And he's got a true shooting percentage of 69.3. My gosh, he really gets it done. You look at how he is shooting the basketball, super efficient, 63 2-point percentage, 68 2-point of those 2-point shots made were unassisted. 34% of his 3 points made were unassisted. I want to bring this up right here. This shows you where he is percentile wise. You look at his spot up, 85th percentile. You look at him in transition, 97th percentile. You look at him as a pick and roll ball handler, 94th percentile. This guy has a lot of skills that definitely will attract a lot of NBA teams. 45% in the catch and shoot, 43% from three in the catch and shoot. Pick and roll ball handler, again, 46th percentile. Amazing in transition, 90th percentile off screens. And the stocks, man, this guy gets steals and blocks. Like we know Sixers love that.
Yeah.
So this guy definitely has a lot of strengths. But let's talk about weaknesses, Tiago. I mean, first thing, he's going to be 23, 24 years old on draft day, right?
Yeah, I mean, so that is already tells you he's probably maxed out physically. And one of the things that stood out for me when I was watching him was the fact that physicality, when he switched up a position, was a problem. So Oregon plays a very switch-heavy scheme, which is what most NBA teams tend to do. That's good from the standpoint he's accustomed to that. But when you saw him switch up on a four, like a stronger four, he oftentimes lost positioning. He just didn't have that strength to anchor down on some of those bigger offensive players. So you start thinking about, okay, in the NBA, what is his role in the NBA, right? One of the things that he brought up was pick and roll ball handling. Yes, he has done some pick and roll ball handling. However, I do not think he's going to be a ball handler in the NBA. I mean, when you watch him in space, one-on-one with the ball, it's loose. It's a little bit deliberate. It's not as fluid. And like, I'll be honest, as a passer, he's just not any good. So it's just not there for him. Telegraphs everything. It's not pretty. But so, I mean, those are the things that, again, you talk about the age, can he improve on maybe one or two of those things? I don't know. But again, you're asking him potentially as a late first round, early second round to fill very specific needs on your team. So you're not asking this guy to initiate offense. You're perhaps not asking this guy, to play like a stretch five or something like that. So, if you keep him within the confines of what you want him to accomplish, and we talked about it, Chris, you mentioned it, you brought up the stats, spot up shooting in the corner. This guy's ready to shoot, man. There's no questions about that. So, teams are going to have to manage those traits to make sure that they get the most out of him in the NBA.
We have Ghost Rider saying, will you rank these prospects? We will 100% do that. I think this is our third. We're doing our third and fourth prospects here in our NBA draft preview. We're going to be doing these a lot more. So we will 100% be ranking these. We've got Justin joining us. Good morning, Justin. Happy Saturday. And we got this weirdo saying good morning.
Very nice.
Sixers play tomorrow. I'm so excited.
It's good to have friends in high places.
Let's talk about fit with the Philadelphia 76ers. Where do you see this guy fitting, in that late first round, early second round, and how do you project him with the Philadelphia 76ers?
So one of the players that I compare him very strongly to is Justin Holiday in the NBA. And Justin Holiday plays for the Indiana Pacers. And if you watch how the Pacers deploy Justin Holiday, they use him as a three next to Miles Turner and Sabonis. And they also use him a little bit as a four with Sabonis on the court. So they mix him between 3 and 4. And again, the idea is that you have a guard-like player at a 4 position that you're able to exploit forwards as in the corner, spacing out the court, perhaps doing a little bit of ball handling. So when you think about what the Sixers and what it looks like, you can do some of those similar things with the Sixers lineup, right? You can deploy him with Joel Embiid, because Joel Embiid can be that rim protector that you need around Chris Duarte. And you can also deploy him at the 3. You have Tobias at the 4, maybe put Ben at the 4, Duarte at the 3. And again, the central idea here is that he can give you that floor spacing element that you want around your 2 star players. So how I see him fitting is around that same similar type of mold. And again, this is a guy who's ready to come in and play, man. Like, there's not going to be a big learning curve with Duarte. He's a guy who's going to come in. He can get you minutes right away, bench minutes, starts with 5-10 minutes a game. Maybe he does a little bit more. You increase those minutes along. So if the Sixers are looking for another guy to throw in and grab some minutes, and there's a guy on the roster called Mike Scott, who will definitely not be here next year, perhaps he's one of those guys that takes away Mike Scott's minutes and kind of moves the team forward. So
love it. Tiago, anything you want to plug before we shut this one down?
Yeah, so I'm finishing up my article on the NBA playoff preview. It was a long one. I scouted all the teams minus Boston because Boston's going to get crushed by Brooklyn.
Love it.
But yeah, if you want to understand what are their biggest roadblocks or each team that they may face in the playoffs, yeah, that is the article to check out.
Awesome. Make sure you please follow my man Tiago on T Scabia. You'll thank me later. Definitely check us our previous NBA draft player profile, Sixers draft target previews here on the Painted Lines YouTube channel. For Tiago, for myself, thanks for watching, guys. Stay awesome.
Sixers win it! Wow! Oh man, and being just poster right, Russell